A year after the tragic explosion at Upper Big Branch, 59 News remembers.
It was a year ago today that an explosion ripped through this Raleigh County coal mine, robbing 29 family members of their loved ones, sending 2 surviving miners to the hospital and gripping the nation and the world for that matter in the hope that there would be a rescue. Good evening, I'm Martin Staunton, reporting from the site of the worst coal mining disaster in the last 40 years in the United States. It's hard to believe, but it has been a year since the Upper Big Branch coal mine explosion. It happened about 1,000 feet underground at the mine, operated by Performance Coal Company, a subsidiary of Massey Energy. Now there are multiple investigations continuing. Criminal charges have been leveled against some of the people who worked here, and civil lawsuits have been filed in connection with the blast, and more litigation is expected. Now let's get back to the day that this tragedy began to unfold. It was the Monday after an Easter Sunday. The day shift was working here at the Upper Big Branch coal mine in their final hour of work, as a matter of fact. Some of the miners were already loaded into man trips and making their way out of the mine when it was rocked by a devastating explosion. It happened just a little after 3 in the afternoon. An army of emergency responders converged on the Performance Coal Upper Big Branch mine in Montcoal in Raleigh County in the minutes after the explosion was reported. 2 miners survived the blast, but there were still men who remained underground following that explosion. Mine rescue teams, including those from the company that owned the mine, were called in to try to rescue the men. The administrator with the Federal Mine Safety and Health Administration took to the podium at a news conference early in the evening.
Some terrible news to report. And the news that we've accounted and found 25 miners that are deceased, which left 4 miners that were unaccounted for.
As disheartening as the news of the confirmed death of 25 miners was, there was a sliver of hope for every family that their loved one was among those 4 unaccounted for, because the mine was equipped with a rescue chamber that was designed to help the miners survive underground following a disaster like this if they made it inside the chamber. In the days that followed, maps of the mine were displayed, showing the areas that they were searching, the places they thought the 4 miners could be. Rescue crews suited up and went down into the mine to look for the men, but the search using mine rescue personnel had to be scrapped.
And the conditions and the concentrations of gas that they detected were to the point that they were risking their own lives in an attempt to get in there. There was very high concentrations of methane, very high concentrations of CO and smoke, which are signs that there could possibly be another explosion. And the decision was made at that time to evacuate the rescue teams from the mine.
That announcement took away another fiber in the thread of hope that 4 families would see their loved ones again. But that thread was not completely severed because there would be clean air available inside the rescue chamber. All hopes were hitched to the rescue chamber like a team of horses strapped to a stagecoach that would bring the 4 miners home alive. 5 days after this terrible journey began, it was over.
We did not receive the miracle that we prayed for. We have accounted for 4 miners that had been unaccounted for. We have a total of 29 brave miners who we're recovering at this time.